All right, let's do some more recording. So this is a very tragic story. It tells about the death of the security guard at Grange Hill High. His name was Clifton Lumbley. All right, so let's go. All right. As um as sad as his father died, Grange Hill High's principal Earl Stewart was composed enough not to cry, or he couldn't contain tears that flowed last Friday when school's well-loved security guard Clifton Lumbley died from injuries sustained in a knife attack at the Westmont-based school. Quote to quote, I could not hold back the tears. This man was a beloved member of the school family. He was not just a security guard, he was a bad member of the school family, said Stewart, who was not at school when the incident occurred. But when their door needed to be repainted, he was the man to call. If a teacher's car was giving trouble, he was the man to call. He's a jack of all trades to us, continued Stewart. Prior to event at the school and required a cook, he'd be the first one to volunteer. Life will have seen here at Grange Hill High School. According to reports, shortly after 2 p.m. last Friday, a number of intruders were seen in school compound. Despite the best efforts of Lumby, the dean of discipline refused to leave. With the situation starting to get out of hand, the police were called to assist in getting outside of the compound. On the arrival of the police, may exit the compound, but they should return shortly after police left. And here's the bullshit I didn't like. So the police didn't arrest these guys or didn't stay around to make sure that these guys didn't come back. Really? But anyways, quote to quote, I believe they also said that it was Mr. Lumby who would call the police and they attacked him, said Stewart. I understand they hit him for a piece of wood and then he was stabbed several times. The injured guard was rushed to the hospital to the Savannah and Lamar General Hospital where he was in severe condition. And we know what comes next. He later died while undergoing treatment. After incident, one student who believed to associate outside was taken to custody by police. It is believed that he was involved in the stabbing incident. Quote, quote, the entire school is now in mourning, Stewart told the Gleaner yesterday. The school board will arrange a meeting shortly to review the security arrangements. The school, because we're not like to see other incidents like this. A condolence go to his wife and family because they've lost a very special human being. And the article, this is some bullshit right there. I mean, I don't know what the intruder was cause of this, why these intruder or so on, or whatever, but the fact that I didn't like was the fact that when the police came, they obviously didn't really do something to identify these guys or even arrest them or even bar them or even stick around so that they wouldn't come back. Like there was no forethought or concern that these guys would come back. Because if they had actually taken these guys in, even though I know people say, oh, they didn't have any cause, but they should have stayed around, just had one police guy stay around the compounds to make sure that these guys didn't come back. This guy would possibly still be alive, all right? And yeah, I know they're saying that possibly one of the students was possibly involved with these outsiders. Um, is no custody, but we don't know if that student of interest would be released or not. But that's just messed up. I mean, didn't know the guy, but he sounded like a very good guy though. Like he was one of a guy that was a guy that was able that was very well loved within the school, and he and this the guy had this guy's life taken like that. We did so much good. That's fucked up. I don't condone that though. I mean, and it goes without saying, I hope the dirtbags who still killed him are caught. And personally, I would say they need to get worse than get caught, but I won't bother. I won't even need to express that right here in this recording because they deserve whatever's coming to them, though. I mean, but the thing is just that it just shows that there's this whole lax of security to us, and yeah, there should have been more. There should have been more beefed up security. 'Cause I'm not sure if this was a recurrent incident or so on, but these guys are emboldened enough to come to school, place where children are, all right, and kick up this ruckus because they don't feel like okay, there's nobody there that they're threatened that they can that pose a threat to them because they didn't consider this guy a threat though. Because if he did, like, they wouldn't have come back. All right, but the thing is though is that I'm not really trying to a police bashing thing, but I'm just thinking that if the police had stayed around, or maybe if the police had actually, or if basically they had arrested these guys or taken them for question or made sure these guys didn't come back, this guy would be alive. But a lot more could have been done to save this guy, and like they could have had more security. I don't know, but the problem is why these murders are so bold in Jamaica, because they do not feel there are any repercussions or consequences, or that they're, or they just have nothing to live for. But All I can say is that I hope this guy's death is avenged and that these pieces of crap who did this, they get what's coming to them. All right. Well, like I said, whether they brought in alive or not, but and if that wants to have something to do with this, like I hope he gets punished too. All right. But basically needs to be more better security at these schools, and there needs to be a punishment mechanism for these criminals because they need to feel the book thrown at them so that they'll be deterred from even thinking of snuffing out innocent lives. All right, so that's my piece. But I also want to say rest in peace to Mr. Lumbley and condolences to his wife and his family. I don't they said he had any children or not, but if he did, my prayers are with those children because for losing their father in this way. But that's pretty much all I'll say. Like the world just it's sad that you have so many good, worthwhile people get taken up by pieces of shit cowards. Cause we just talk about Nipsey Hussle, who again, like this guy did a lot of good for his community, and this piece of shit killed him right there. And again, I do hope that the guy who did it or and his accomplices get what's coming to them soon. All right. So that said, I end this recording on a sad note, and again, rest in peace to Mr. Lumley, and may your death be avenged.